Hello, hello. Welcome to another segment of Elephant Madness. Today we have a very special guest today. When I mean special, this guest is not just our regular Anchorage guest that we have on the show every day. Mr. Eddie P is actually a very important person to this place, and he has helped many of us in this entertainment industry. Without much further saying, I'm gonna let Mr. Eddie P introduce himself. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. And thank you, I'm Eddie P.
Nice to have you here, man.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm very much excited. From the first time I was thinking, who is somebody that I could bring to the show that is of essence and is somebody that represent our community in various ways. And the first person that could come to mind was Mr. Eddie P.
Well, you give me a lot of credit, so thank you.
You're welcome, you're welcome. I will let you introduce yourself a little bit to the people.
Okay.
As many people know you here, but just for the little people that doesn't get to know who Mr. Eddie P is, for them to understand who Mr. Eddie P is.
So just start out with what you want. Well, I've been here. We moved to Alaska in 1981, and I wasn't always in television. I started out at Cars Quality Center. I was working at Cars when I was asked to audition for music television Catch 22, which came out in 1981. Which is like the MTV version of Alaska.
Wow.
So, and I was on that. And
It's called
it was
Catch One?
Catch 22.
Catch 22.
Yep. So that's where I got started at in television. But I made an announcement. You know how they have the announcements at Cars and talking about the deli.
Yeah.
And I did, good afternoon, Cars shoppers. Tonight, why not take home a Cars Super Pizza? Super pizzas are made fresh, the Cars quality way. Thank you for shopping at Cars. And he asked me if I'd do that on television, and so I did. And there you go. It's 1985. I started out in television.
Would you say that was would you say you always had passion to do it, or was it just, it just randomly ran up onto something that was fun?
I had an idea that I wanted to do it because I did the modeling round and things like that. But I wasn't sure how that was going to work out, but it worked out great.
So you actually started in the industry as a model?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
When was that?
That was when I was way younger. I was in junior high school. We were living in Japan. And so I did it there. I did modeling in Texas. And then I came up here and started my own agency. Wow. And then television got involved, and I had to change that real quick.
You said Japan.
Yep.
Do you speak the language?
Hai. Watashi mo Nihongo wa takusan hanasimasu.
That is awesome. What did you say to us?
I said, yes, I speak Japanese quite a bit.
Oh, wow. Tell us a little bit about when would you say, tell us a little bit of your background. When would you say that your people moved to Japan? Was it military reasons or?
Yep, military. My dad was in the military. And so we traveled a lot, Oriental area, but we ended up in Texas, and that's basically where we were raised. And then we moved up here in 1981. I was 21. So if you add up numbers, you'll know how old I am now. So,
So from then, when you went to Japan to do those stuff, was there anything in Japan that struck something in you that was different? Because me myself, I'm African. I was many people don't know that, but I was actually born in Anchorage, Alaska.
Were you? Okay, yes, I didn't know that.
And raised because most of the time the accent throw away people. Raised in Africa, and growing up in an African background, it shows me a lot because the cultures and the values are different, and the way the upbringings are different.
That's true.
And that also gave me a little bit different type of lifestyle growing up, and the way I view people and society. Would you say you going to Japan, and how long was you there?
We were there for 2 years.
2 years? Would you say that sparked something in you that were different, that's different from America?
Yeah, because there were, people that travel a little bit tend to be a little bit more open with their lifestyle and open with their way of living and how they look at others. You don't find the prejudice in them in other people that don't go anywhere. So yeah, it's a little bit different over there, and it was quite nice because they never seen black people that looked like me or my sisters, and it was just interesting. And then when we start speaking Japanese, they would just fall out. So it was really, they would go,
It's something they
whoa!
don't expect.
Yeah, very,
to see
very
from
shocking to them.
Definitely. Was you already speaking Japanese before you went up there, or did you have to adapt and learn?
We had to learn it. My dad speaks Japanese fluently and some other Oriental languages, but he started teaching us before we went. And when we got there, we learned how to speak different phrases and things, and pretty soon we just got used to it.
That's great.
Yeah.
So in your starting, and what was your favorite? What's your favorite part about the entertainment thing?
The entertainment here in Alaska or overall?
Overall.
Overall?
Yeah, I know we are talking about Alaska, but we want to get Alaskans to get the overall experience and know who Eddie P is and his journey throughout this whole route of greatness.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did a little bit of everything, so I'm not a professional singer, but I know how.
Yes, I have actually seen you sing.
Yeah, I
think
know
that's
how
the
to do
first time
it.
I have actually seen you sing it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not as good as you, but I don't write music and I don't perform music. So in my world, with what I'm doing right now, it's my contribution to those people who really do sing and really do write music and can play instruments. So you know what they say, if you can't play, you teach. Well, I can't sing or do all that stuff, so I promote.
Yeah, that's right. See, that's a talent right there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know who or whatever, you might inspire other people like you also always do.
I try.
You're talking about that. Who inspired you growing up or shaped you to be who you are today?
There were several people. I have relatives that are in the business. But when I was very young, I had a favorite cartoon show, and it was called Tori and Friends. And so I don't know if you know this, but I did have a cartoon program here in Anchorage. Oh, wow. And it was like for 5 years, it was the Yes Club for Kids on Channel 5. So I did that for 5 years, had all the best cartoons. So he was my idol, so to speak, growing up, because he hosted all the best cartoons, and I wanted to be able to do that. And in 1990, I did. I did the kids' cartoon. So hey, kids, every morning and every afternoon, it was me on TV talking to the kids, playing great cartoons.
That is very much. That is very much. And we know in the city here, you have a lot of involvement to do with the community, like I stated in the beginning, like for the 102.1, the classic rock, and the Farandi.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about those stuff.
Okay, well, Farandi came along when I was managing a hotel downtown, the Aviator, and I was invited to join the board. So I got involved with Farandi like that. When we moved to Alaska, I always liked Farandivoo, because when I first got here, they had the little go-karts that used to run around downtown, a whole loop. And then they had the dogs, they had the Ferris wheels, everything. I won't ride a Ferris wheel, but it was real nice to look at. But we had fun just soaking in the atmosphere of the enjoyment that people were feeling and the excitement, the blanket toss and all that culture that was that embodies the Farandi. And I felt that. So I was very honored to be asked to join the board. So I did. And now I'm the vice president of the board.
Wow.
And that came after when I was Lord Trapper. So I was Lord Trapper in 2019, and that was the best and funnest year. And 102.1, I'm talking about that now because they kind of blended.
And for the people that doesn't know, Farandi is one of the biggest things in Alaska. The Alaskan people value it. They come out in packs. I have not seen people come out in packs as much as I've seen the Farandi stuff. It's very much fun for me coming from a different side, not to cut you, but to see those type of stuff is beautiful just for the people that doesn't know.
Yep, and it's not just local, it's national. People come on. ESPN is here, CNN News, all that stuff. They're all here during that time of year. And that's coming up.
Well, then, and we will be here to show people.
Good.
How to update that. What about the radio station?
The radio station. Yeah, I started on a KFAT.
Oh wow!
And I didn't know much about rap music, and I didn't know all the artists, so I became like crazy fodder stuff. So they said, well, why don't you join us on this site? So I started at Classic Hits 102.1, which used to be called Oldies. And the 80s and 90s music to me is not oldies. So we changed that to classic hits.
Classic.
And it works a lot better. So 102.1 classic hits of the 80s and more. That's what we call it. It's awesome music. And actually, Catch 22 and Power 102 were playing this very same music that we're playing right now. And Classic Hits 102.1 was Power 102 in the 80s.
Wow.
It's neat, huh? That's the same signal.
See, that's why I love talking to people that know the history of Alaska and all the involvements on everything that is going on. Because you've been here long enough to know some of the. Because as I'm talking to you right now, I'm learning a lot of stuff that I didn't even know happened back in the day.
Yes, it
and
did.
You are all into this. that is very, very nice.
Yeah.
And about that, tell us some of your favorite events that are very memorable to you that you have attended and you still remember till this date about it.
Well, a lot of them that I remember from back then, I'm still doing them.
Nice.
So I started with Live After 5, which is music in town squares, live music. You get a band and all the people, got a beer garden, you get balloons and bubbles and chalk on the sidewalk. It's a big family thing. Hundreds and hundreds of people come every week, every Thursday in town square in Anchorage, Alaska. And it is so much fun. And by the end of the year, we calculated up to be almost 60,000 people that join us for Live After 5 every year. Wow. And it starts in June, runs for 10 weeks, and then it's done. But I've done it for 27 years now. And the other thing that I did was the Miss Alaska USA and the Miss Alaska Teen USA pageant. I was the MC for that for like 20 years. And so those are the kind of things I like doing. MCing, really awesome product, just being involved. I do the New Year's Eve celebration every year for the last 20-something years. So, yeah.
That is
I could go on.
Man, that is a lot of stuff that you are involved in. It's like I can definitely say you're a good multitasker. With that being in mind, tell us a little bit about some pros and some cons about being in that field, because we know that being the leader or standing in the most front for most people can be very stressful sometimes. Tell us some of the experiences that are more fun and some of them that are not fun, and how do you cope with those stuff?
Well, here, and I'll just say this to you because I think it's very important. I work with a lot of young people that want to start in the music scene or even acting, but they write their music to appeal only to YouTube or to something that's online. And a lot of times that opens them up to be able to say words that you can't say on television. And my thing has always been to share with the young people that you can't do that if you want to be on the mainstream. So you're not going to hear that on the radio. You're not going to hear those words because they edit them out. And so I can't have it on television. So my big thing is my heart hurts for those young people that want to get on television, especially on my show, and I can't let them unless they edit those words out. They can have them there, but they need to edit it out. And some of them feel like I'm tapping into their creative, their freeness, that kind of thing. So, and it's not that. I want them to be able to have their music and their songwriting heard and seen what they can do. And it can't happen if they're going to use words that can't be aired on television.
Definitely.
So, yeah, and that's my saddest part. And the most encouraging part is when they change it. And then I'm happy because I can help promote them. And there are a lot of them like that.
I have run into that before. I was ignorant as that before to certain people, to saying that, hey, they don't want to support my craft in a certain way. Even though sometimes I feel like that way to certain things and individuals due to the circumstances that we was in. But I came to learn that it was a show back then that happened, and they was looking for performance that was going to perform for the show. And I just asked, how did you guys find out about me? Luckily, Sister Nancy was performing 2 days before, and I was opening for them. And they told me it's a lot of artists that they have started with to select for this. But all of those, a lot got dropped in the midst of that because they wasn't making clean music for one, and for two, they didn't have enough clean music to play for an hour.
Right.
That was one, and it was a very well paid gig. And that's when I realized, wow, sometimes it's about the type of music you make to appeal to the type of people. Because television, I know everybody watch it, little kids watch it, grown up family members watch it, and they do not want to sit there and listen to certain stuff.
That's right.
That happened to me myself.
Oh, did it?
Yes.
Okay.
It happened to me myself.
I love your music, and you're extremely talented.
Thank you.
And when I saw your video, Habibi, I was like, okay, I gotta have that. And I did watch it just to make sure it wasn't gonna say anything. And sure enough, it was clean as a whistle. And so I reached out to you, and I saw another one that you did. You're just amazing. So I'm happy to play your music.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's why I said you've been showing me love. And even in the beginning, sometimes we don't get to realize how important an individual is or what part they have played until they're not there no more, or you don't eventually get to see. Because I have wondered when I've done those interviews with you and put the stuff on the TV, my music videos, I've wondered, where did those play a part in my art? Or where did that thing help me? Then one day I have got a friend of mine came with a friend of his that just came out of jail. And then they said, yo, are you Starboy? I said, yes, that's me. He said, yo, I love your song. I literally see your music video in jail. And he was like, him and three other people told me that. Then I sat down and wondered, where was this? How did they watch this? And my friend from the village too, in the native village, Ivan, shout out Ivan. He told me, hey, I watched your video on TV. I'm like, what? I'm on TV? What?
Forgot.
He gave me that moment, like, Mama, I made it. He gave me that moment. I was like, oh, then it hit me. Wow, it's the venue, the show, the venue. Many people watch that show like I was telling you, that you yourself wouldn't even think of. But it gave me that, wow, I made it moment. And talking about that, tell us that moment, that one of the moments that, you know, we all get excited of, we dreamed of getting to certain stages. Tell us one of those experiences with you when you finally got to a big stage that you wanted to get to in your life. And how did you take that? Give us that I made it moment.
You might be disappointed, but I don't feel like I've done that. I feel like I have contributed. I used to live in Hollywood, and I lived there for a year and a half, and I did a lot of fun things while I was there. But doing what I'm doing now is just something I enjoy doing, and I am too old to do anything else. So I enjoy doing it. I haven't had an aha moment, I don't think ever, except when, you know, people appreciate what I do and they tell me. I see people all the time, and I can tell when they're going to say something because I can tell by their eyes. They're saying, oh, is that Eddie? And so it's like, yeah. And I just wave. So, and if it wasn't for those people, then I would not be doing what I'm doing now. Yes. People have to watch for me to be able to do what I'm doing. Definitely. I can feel that too, because sometimes even when I do work or go out there and people see me and say, hey, you this person. And I'm like, yes, amen, keep it up. We see what you do. Even me and myself, I don't feel like I am working hard enough that I could be doing. But in their mind and how they see me is different, because they're different from me, and they're looking from the outside. And we as creators and people that do talented stuff are always trying to get there. What advice would you give some of the young people that are moving like that, and people like me in that situation? Well, fortunately for you, you kept going, and you've expanded your horizons, and you were able to do many things. And so I just tell people to listen to older people, because most of the time they've already been there and done that, and they can give you an easier route to where you're trying to get to. And also be patient, because it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to be a sensation overnight. Sometimes that happens, but it's few and far between. So you just got to be ready when it does, to not fail, and just be ready. Even if you do fall, get back up, because you're not going to appeal to everybody. There's going to be some people that don't like your music. You got to be able to say, oh, that's okay. I'm not their taste. And I'm like that. And I know not everybody likes what I do, but I'm not there for everybody. I'm just there for those who like what I'm doing.
Definitely.
And that's the way you have to think about it.
Definitely. And working for the radio stations and being involved in many other departments, you would have some other people that might not agree with certain way you move in certain ways, or they don't see the picture that is going on. Tell us, how do you cope with those type of situations?
Well, for those that are, okay, ask me that again, because I think I got lost. Because it's my oldness.
No, it's okay. Sometimes my accent can throw people off. We know in being places like in radio, like we were talking about, certain people, artists that will come and bring songs that are not up to par or not clean, and they will not understand the way of like, oh, he just don't like it. So how do you deal with certain situations like that?
Well, you can't let that bother you, and sometimes it bothers me, and it, not in a bad way. It just makes me feel bad for them, because they're going to just sit there and spin. They're not going to move forward unless they just do it all on YouTube, and YouTube's good. But in my mind, to increase your viewership and get more viewership from areas that you normally wouldn't get it, you need to do something like television or radio, because that's where people are going to find your music. Radio is still the number one place where people find the hits that they want to listen to on Spotify, because it's played on the radio. There are other social medias get in there also, but as soon as you hear it there, it's on the radio already. So it's a good start. And television, the same thing. There are so many young people like you with your song. I did the very first venue was done with Portugal the Man. Wow. Before, I mean, this is when they were little, and they were living out in Wasilla, and they were just 3 young boys playing music, and we went and did a video of them at the hotel there on the lake. I forgot, it might be Everett's now, but it was something else then. Wow. But and I played a lot of their videos in 2000 up to 2005 or 6.
And they're the biggest band to ever come out of Alaska. And how was that experience working with those people, like seeing them from the beginning of how their journey started to now seeing them for where they are now? How do they make you feel, and how was that experience? You
know what, Eric and those guys, they are amazingly, they remember. And so they say thank you. And I think that is a privilege in the whole thing. That's the privilege I get, is when they say thank you to me for a little thing that I did like that. Right. Even before they knew they were going to be who they are right now, they were doing their thing and making strides. And then one thing they did, it hit and it went. And so anybody can do that. You just have to keep doing it. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and hope it's going to work. You have to do different things, spread it out, and change your roll up.
that must make you, that show that you have been involved in many stuff, and not only many stuff, but successful stuff. Because it's very easy for people to be just part of one thing and it's working one thing their way. But if it's something that they are part of that makes a big impact to get to more people in the world, that is not something easy. That is a man with talent to do that. And you are that. And talking about that, we have noticed you have won the 2022 Alaska Broadcasting Award.
Talk
a little bit about that for us.
Well, that was a wonderful thing. My former manager at Ohana Media Group, Dan Larson, is the one that nominated me, and he also nominated Dave Stroh. And Dave Stroh has been in the television business. He's been a news anchor for years and years and years. And then I've been in television since 1985 and radio too in 86. So, and because we've been here that long, Dan felt that maybe he should enter us and just to see if it would happen. And it's a board of people that decided, okay, yeah, they should be in there. Why weren't they in there before? So it was Lauren Maxwell, Dave Stroh, Bob Lester, and myself that won that year. So that was pretty exciting. I was very thankful for that. That was wonderful.
That's definitely. It's always nice to be recognized from the place you're from.
Yeah, it is.
Of stuff you do. And a lot of people, I know a lot of people do stuff in the community, but it's not easy for them. When people finally see you and represent you and acknowledge that, that means you have been working hard.
Yes.
That is very great for people to know. And we know you work with a lot of local artists and local talents here. Who are you rooting for? Who would you, without me being part of any of this, I like to take myself out of all of this. Who are you rooting for? Who do you think has the potential to take Alaska to another level and represent us in a battle?
Well, that would be hard to say because if you watch the venue, before it was a lot of national. Right now, it's 100% local. All the music that I play is local now. I don't have to reach into the national sector to pick anything out. So with that being said, there are several groups right now, and I have to include yours because your music is a different kind of genre. So you're, to me, the tops in that because you're the only one that I play with that sound because there's no one else. And I think you're going to be there for a while. The other is like Medium Bill, and Jared Woods.
Medium Bill.
Yeah. He's amazing, and he's signed now.
Oh,
so
nice.
Yeah, so I know at any minute they're going to tell me I can't play his music videos anymore. Just like Portugal the Man, they take away my rights to play their videos, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. But it's several of them. Emma Hill. There's Andrea Shelley. There's Takun Kavashnikov. He's from Nanwelek, Alaska. There is Byron Nikolai. I don't know if you know. Oh, he's amazing.
I've heard of that name.
Byron Nikolai is from Tuksuk Bay, and he's an Alaska native. He's Yupik, and he sings in Yupik and in English. You know what I mean? So,
that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's been on the venue several times, and he sings songs that are very encouraging. He sings about his family, and they're all over, like in Greenland and all that stuff. It's just awesome. Bamua is another group. Philip Blanchett and all those people. Okay. And so those are the type that come up with unique sounds, and I know that they're going to be recognized at some point, just like yours.
Okay. Wow, that's so if you're hearing that, that's one of Mr. Eddie P's favorites right there. I'm talking about those people you have formed relationships with them and all of that. Tell us how important family is to you, not only to personal but towards your career.
My family is very, very important because we're very close. And with age, things start happening. So you're going to either slow down or you might get hurt. So I have to slow down a little bit. But I have two beautiful sisters. I have a brother and a nephew. And my parents, sadly, last year my mother passed away in June from pancreatic cancer, and it was horrible. And so it was a relief that she passed away when she did. They said 10 months, she died in 2. So we weren't ready, but then we were. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, 2023 was not a very good year for me in my personal life, but our family is very close. And my sisters take care of my father who has dementia. And my brother, he works odd jobs all over the place, but we always take care of each other. And my nephew, he's doing his thing too. So we all do our stuff.
That's nice. That's nice. Keeping the family going.
Yep. We're excited. And we do good things together.
I have noticed not long ago, I've seen on your page, you were talking about you took your dad to go get a haircut.
Oh yeah. See, I do. And I take him to Kelso's because They're always ready for him, and he's a retired vet. And he, like I said, he's got dementia. So when they are like that, you have to have a schedule for them. So I take him to breakfast on Saturdays, and we go places on Wednesdays. And you have to keep it that way, otherwise they get confused and things like that. So I make sure he gets his haircut every 2 weeks, and breakfast every Saturday and things like that. And my sisters do the same. They have his appointments and things, so we keep him busy so he's not sitting around doing anything. So yep. And sometimes I post it, but my dad's a very private person, but this time he said it was okay. I was like, oh, okay, let me get my camera.
So then how's the relationship now? That I know growing up it's like dad takes care of son, and now it gets to a point that you get to take care of dad.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit of that feeling, because I haven't got to get to that feeling because my dad had passed away from very early age.
Yeah, I'm
but
sorry.
Tell us a little bit of how that feeling is.
Well, my father was different. He's very different from then to now, and he was in the military, like I said, and then he was also in the corporate world. So he was big in stature, and he had one of those deep voices, and you didn't want to disappoint him for any reason, because then you get the look. And so now he's different. There's times, you say, okay, bye, Daddy. And he'll say, oh, bye, like that. He's never done that before. And you'll say, bye, Daddy. He said, mm-hmm. That's it. But now it's like, oh, hey. Like that's like, what's that? But I wouldn't have it any other way. And just like my mother before she passed, we had that in the house. We didn't want her going to someplace else other than her house.
Definitely.
My father's not going to a home. We take care of my father. He took care of us. We take care of him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I've noticed that is a big thing, especially in the Black community. And I've noticed that we tend to get our...
take care of them. They took care of you. Yep.
Definitely. And I also noticed you have a collection of socks. So when will we get to see a collection of Mr. Eddie P. socks collection?
Well, this is so funny. I don't have my socks here now, but I do sell I have a little place in a market store over in Spenard.
Oh, nice.
And so you can lease this area and you can put your little things up there for sale.
Wow.
And they sell it. You don't even have to be there. You just give them the thing. It has a little tag on it. And if it sells, they take care of that and give you your money at the end of the month.
Wow.
And so I do that. So I have these Sherpa hats with the little string on the top and little tassels and stuff. So I have those. I have bow ties. So I have about 100 bow ties that are all different colors and different things like that. So I have those there. And I ordered a pair of socks. I ordered about 40 pairs of socks.
Nice.
And geometric style, animated kind, all those kind. And I'm going to sell those there. But the first batch that came in, I liked them, so I kept them.
You kept those.
So I had to order some more.
So you guys know where to go find it in Spinard. What's the name of the place?
It's called the Frozen Flamingo. It's an indoor market, and it's at 3400 Spinard Road.
Okay, we're gonna put that information in the description. If you would love to go support somebody that is very important to the community and have been helping out in the community, and it's now time for the community to support. And who wouldn't want some nice socks in this weather out there?
Yeah, no.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm wearing my polka dot socks tonight.
Man,
it matches my jacket.
Oh man, that is okay. I don't know why I didn't even. That should have been the first thing I checked out to make sure you were styling.
My
right
big pink and blue polka dot socks.
That's nice. So y'all definitely go find you some Eddie P socks and make sure you post it, and we know that you have got your Eddie P socks. We have also noticed that you're a new RV owner.
Yes, but I did have it for about a year and a half, and we went traveling. My sister, because my sister has one, my parents, and then I had one, and so we drove around in our little caravan, different places.
Where's some of your favorite places?
Our favorite places is Quartz Creek, and that's out in almost to Kenai, so it's between Seward and Kenai. The other place is a place called Fairview, but it's in Palmer. and it's a campground in Palmer, and it's got all the electric hookups and all the other great facility stuff. You park in there. You can stay there for a few days if you want to on their electric and stuff.
Wow.
And then the other one is out in Susitna Landing. So we had 3 places that we like to go.
Wow, that is...
Yeah, and we did it a lot when I had a motorhome. But after my mother passed away, I just didn't, so I sold it. And they went to a really nice man and woman.
That's
and
nice.
Yeah, so he has a good home. But it was beautiful. When I saw it, the guy, I said, okay, well, it's long. I don't know if I'll be able to drive it. But he opened the door and it's like, whoa, what is this? What? Like that. And I looked in there and said, okay, what do you want for it? And so he told me, and I said, oh, I'll be right back. And I went and got it and paid him. Wow. and drove it home that day.
That is nice.
Mm-hmm.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to a younger Mr. Eddie P right now?
A younger Mr. Eddie P, don't cut my hair off as soon as I did, because I used to have long hair, but I cut it all off because I don't know why. And also, don't let words hurt me, because they used to. And until I got older, I'm 64 now, so it doesn't really bother me. You can say whatever you want, and I'll just feel bad for you. But I used to let it bother me really bad. Until, I started learning that, they're only words. So as long as you don't hit me or, touch me, then you may live. No, that was a joke. But yeah, I don't know if that was what you were looking for, but I just, encourage anybody, don't let words get to you. Don't let your anger boil up to make you make a mistake, because that's when you make mistakes, is when you get angry trying to retaliate and you're sloppy. You think you're doing good, but you're sloppy at it because you're not thinking properly. Definitely. You're angry and your body moves in the direction it feels like it's going to work best, and it doesn't.
Definitely,
so,
that's right. Talking about, you talked about losing your mom a year ago.
Yep.
And sorry about that. We also noticed you lost a child.
My son, yep.
Not long ago.
And very, very, very sad. Everybody knew him. He was very popular. He played pool with my dad at Billiards Palace. He just had a situation that he couldn't control, and he just ended it. So it was very sad. So 2023, like I said, it was a very horrible year. So June, my mom passed away. September, William passed away. So it was very sad. But he has a beautiful family. His wife and Serena is beautiful. And Davin, he's 14, 6'1". I know. He's bigger than me, and it's like, I will whoop you. So
looking up at
I will whoop you. No, he's a really, really wonderful young man. And then Stephen, and then the baby, Isabella. We call her Miss Busy because she is. So a beautiful, beautiful family. So
And how would you? We know that was very difficult times for you. I can't even imagine dealing with stuff like that. What advice would you give to some people that are dealing with grief right now? What would be something you would tell them that would be of help to them while they grieve? What was your things that you used? What mechanisms?
Well, like I said, we have a close family. So our family, we leaned on each other for that. And the best thing to do for yourself is to understand where that came from, where that passing came from. With William, it's just an overwhelming situation, and he's always been that way. And so that time it just ended at that point. With my mom, she was in a very painful situation where she couldn't eat and hadn't eaten for like 2 months, because the pancreatic cancer kept her from eating. And she would eat like a spoonful of stuff and she'd be done. And she just withered away. And so we understood what was happening, and were grateful and thankful that she passed, comfortable. With William, we understand that challenge as well. So I continue to go to work. I continue to move forward. And I'm blessed and thankful that I got a chance to have them in my life. So that's how I look at it.
You deserve another Oscar for that. Hall of Fame for that. You ask me that, because that's a strong individual. Not a lot of people can deal with stuff like that and still keep this consciousness of going to work, doing everything that they have to do, and still take care of family members and stuff like that. Being a strong man like you, what should we expect from Eddie P in 2024 coming up? And I know you have a lot.
A lot more of the same, and maybe some different things with a change of clothes or something. But I'm like I said, I'm 64. I am too old to change anything, so I'm going to stay the steady course. My TV show, I signed with Channel 2 another 5 years, so that's going to keep going even if I don't. So I will keep doing that, and radio, I'll be there until they kick me out. So
they love you there, man. They love.
I hope so.
Everybody love you there, man. Like, cause I have seen you've been, since when I've got to Alaska, back from Africa. Everybody been telling me, Eddie P, your name been ringing bells.
Really?
Like, a lot of people know you. Yeah, you might. So sometimes you are in this moment and you have so much stuff going on, and being a person like that, we always, I know, because we always think like we have to be always moving on, because somebody always need us somewhere or something to do. So we don't take a break to turn around and see where we are. But you have been doing great, man.
Thank you.
I can say personally for me, your venue, the venue have helped me personally get to a lot of reach. And if you are artist in Anchorage, Alaska, or wherever you are in Alaska, and would like to get reach to people all over the Alaska and all over everywhere you would like to, this is the guy that you should see, because I am telling you from experience, not just telling you from hearing it from some other people. And I'm a person that take everything from what it is. I don't add nothing. He have helped a lot. People everywhere have been telling me they have seen my music video up to this day, and that was 4 years ago. And that was 4 years ago. That is not just now. That tells you a lot. So any artist that, if you've been listening, like he said, have clean music and is ready to take your career to another state, because this is what we have. This is what we have here. He is willing to show us and take his time to show us to the world. He have artists like he's been saying, Portugal, the band, now Medium Band, they all went through his platform, and he have opened it. When I met him, he didn't ask me for much. He seen the passion that I had for this, and he want to help. And if you're somebody that is wanting to do that, or wanting to get your advertisement or any type of business you would like to do, Mr. Eddie P is the person to go to. And I am very glad.
That's so nice of you.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to have you on this show.
And I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. You're amazing.
Thank you.